Legacy night, Ed McMahon on an overcast evening in the foothills. The BC Lions next up to try to hand the Calgary Stampeders their first loss of 2018.
Just south of here in Bozeman, Montana, the fans may be a little bit torn in terms of their allegiances. In one corner, you have Travis Lulay, former Montana State quarterback, the only active CFL QB with a winning record against the Calgary Stampeders. And in the other corner, you have Alex Singleton, former Bobcats linebacker, the Stamps' perennial leader in tackles.
Dave Dickinson's Stampeders looking to go 7-0 for the first time since the '95 Doug Flutie-led Stampeders. And Dickinson 4-1 against his old boss. On the other sidelines, Wally Buono's Lions come off a heartbreaking defeat in Ottawa and a bye, hoping to get to 500 and end a 4-game losing streak head-to-head against their Western rivals. First of 3 between these two teams. There's Trayvon Van in the lineup, replacing the injured Brandon Rutley. Lions won the toss, and they will receive to start this game. And can anybody knock off the red-hot Stampeders?
Well, they've had that target on them for a long, long time. It's never easy here at McMahon, that's for sure.
Paredes kicks it off. It will be Van in his first BC Lion game. And Trayvon Van trying to get outside, but Troy Studemeyer won't let him turn the corner. So Travis Lulay, back-to-back 300-yard games. Makes his third start of 2018. And surprisingly, his first ever start against Bo Levi Mitchell, and it's a matchup that even he seemed excited about.
Yeah, circumstances, primarily Travis's recent injury history, have kept these two quarterbacks from meeting. But get a pretty good look here at two Big Sky Conference legends going head-to-head.
First ever preseason game for Lulay was right here at McMahon. Has a good feeling here, but I don't think Jeremiah Johnson has the same feeling. There is Micah Johnson.
Well, running right into that teeth of that Calgary Stampeder defense. Going to find Micah Johnson and Alex Singleton. We'll take a look at the BC Lions offense. Jeremiah Johnson returns at running back. Brandon Rutley, Chris Rainey, both out of the lineup for the Leos. Going to need good guard play against the aforementioned Micah Johnson with Chris Greaves and David Foucault holding down those spots for BC.
This offense had 442 yards against Ottawa in their last game. 2nd and 9, pressure on. Lulay stepped up, and the pass is caught up at the 45-yard line by Ricky Collins. 6 catches, 81 yards against the Red Blacks in the Lions' last outing.
And you get a great look here at the pocket presence of Travis Lulay, understanding timing, having a feel for what's going on around him. You see the sides of that pocket start to collapse. He's got room in front to step up and find that crosser for the first down.
Lions do not have a first quarter point in the first 2 Lulay starts. First down, pressure coming. They'll swing it out. And it's Brian Burnham getting up into the tackle made by Emmanuel Davis. 4-yard pickup.
Good call on there with Calgary sending 7. Mentioned Micah Johnson, arguably the most dominant defensive tackle in the league right now. Already has 3 forced fumbles this season. Alex Singleton, the highest percentage of his team's tackles so far this year. And Emmanuel Davis with 2 interceptions, enjoying a good bounce back here in his first year as a Calgary Stampeder.
Number 1 or 2 in just about every defensive category. 2nd and 6, 4-man rush. Lulay with the pass, incomplete, but a flag comes down. Tight coverage by Ciante Evans. The intended target was Brian Burnham.
Pass interference. Calgary, number 0. A 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
We'll keep an eye on the matchup on the outside here. Brian Burnham out wide working against the field corner, Ciante Evans. As he tries to come back, you see Evans coming through him, trying to get to the ball. Easy call for the official with that ball in the air when he makes contact.
Jeremiah Johnson in behind Lulay. And on first down, they'll run. Johnson finds a hole and a slick cut back inside the 45-yard line.
Here we go, D, here we go.
And close to 7. In fact, give him 8 on that last carry.
Keep an eye here on the kick out block by the rookie fullback David Mackey. Open up that hole. Great seam to drive right through there for Jeremiah Johnson.
Had an ankle injury 3 weeks ago, didn't play against Ottawa. The bye did him good, and he is back in. Brandon Rutley hurt in the last game, an ACL injury. Second and short, and looks like Johnson's got enough for the first down, dragged down by James Vodders.
Vodders so underrated on that Calgary defensive line, getting an opportunity to play with Cordero Law on the shelf this week, but the depth at that position, we've talked about it before this year, Chris, with Jagarrett Davis, Cordero Law, James Vodders. That's what allowed this team to make a move with veteran Charleston Hughes this season.
Calgary defense allowed a touchdown in the first quarter of their first game. Only 4 first quarter points since. Quick hitter in the pass behind the intended target, Manny Arsenault, who's closing in on 8,000 career yards, 51 short coming into the game.
Yeah, Manny Arsenault coming off a big game, over 150 yards receiving in that loss in Ottawa. With Travis Lulay having started the last couple, his numbers certainly have picked up, as you can see. 12 catches for 215. Big jump from the first 3 games of the season.
Three receivers to the wide side. Second down, pressure on. They get the screen away. And Johnson dragged down around the 33-yard line. Jagarrett Davis with the tackle that will stop the Lions short of the first down. So 3rd and 3, and the field goal unit comes on.
Keep an eye at the far left of your screen. Number 95, Jagarrett Davis. This is what every offensive coordinator in the league will tell you about the Calgary Stampeders defense, and a big part of their success is these guys all run to the football.
So here's Ty Long. 9 of 12 from 40 yards out. And Long hits it. And BC has the lead. 3-0 Lions on their first possession, and now Bo Levi Mitchell making his 75th career start. 5-2 against BC. He'll go to work when we come back. Afternoon rain, but the sky starting to brighten here as Bo Levi Mitchell gets set to go to work. 187 passing yards last week at Mosaic, but 3 touchdown passes, and off and running to start. That's Romar Morris, who will handle the duties tonight without Don Jackson or Terry Williams.
Yeah, Calgary making a couple changes to that offensive lineup. They juggled their ratio a little bit. You have an extra Canadian receiver in, and the explosive Lamar Durant out of Simon Fraser University. With Sean Lemon and Odell Willis coming off the edges, they go to 2 Americans at tackle. Randy Richards get the start on the right side.
Number 3 rushing team against the number 9 rush defense. Nick Arbuckle, short yardage crew are in. And they'll throw incomplete to Markin Michel on 2nd and 1. And now it's 3rd and a yard to go for Calgary.
Well, obviously a gamble knowing that they had 2 shots at it with a yard to go. See Michel sneaking out into the flat on the right side from that cross motion. It's kind of a tough angle. That one's coming directly over his head.
So the big boys hunkered down. 3rd and 1. Have to get to the 45, and Arbuckle gets that done with an extra yard or 2 to spare.
Take a look at the BC Lions defense here tonight. Defensive line, they welcome new addition Sean Lemon.
9-11.
Yeah, in combination with Odell Willis. Jordan Herdman continues to start at middle linebacker in place of Solomon Elimimian. 12 tackles for him in his debut. Winston Rose with 2 interceptions has been a nice find at the field corner for the Lions.
Apparently a tribute to first responders. 911, the 2-star defensive ends. Dyshawn Davis going to get called for pass interference on Romar Morris coming out of the backfield.
Illegal contact on receiver. BC number 36. A 10-yard penalty will result in a first down for Calgary.
There you can see pretty clearly Davis with a grab on the right biceps of Morris in the flat before the ball arrived.
So the ball nudges into BC territory. First down Stamps. Mitchell's got time, and he misfired. He had an open Kamar Jordan who went one way, and Mitchell threw the ball the other.
And Jordan kind of broke in. Mitchell threw outside. Good protection from that Stamps O-line.
Mitchell's favorite target. Jordan 7th in the league in receiving. He doesn't usually miss by that much. 2nd and 10 from the BC 53. 4-man rush, pressure, but Mitchell steps up and throws deep, and it's on the money. And Kamar Jordan's got the touchdown. Didn't miss the second time, did he?
Second time was a charm.
53-yard touchdown strike.
Broken play, the Stamps. Leading receiver Jordan gets in behind coverage as you see Mitchell step up and away from Odell Willis. Beautiful touch on that throw to hit the receiver in stride.
4th touchdown catch of the year. Just hung on.
Man, go for it right there.
And the Paredes convert is good. And Calgary takes a 7-3 lead. 53 yards. Bowley by Mitchell to Kamar Jordan. Mitchell's 13th touchdown pass of 2018.
And here you'll see how Kamar Jordan gets open. He's the number 2 receiver, the middle guy in that trips formation. And it's going to turn into kind of a wheel route. He breaks it out and then turns it up. But just as he breaks it out, you can see the defender, the corner out here, peering in towards the quarterback. Seems to lose track of Jordan for a minute. That's the moment where he decides to go deep as he sees his quarterback stepping up. And the rest is history.
6 plays, 75 yards on the drive.
My son, he a big Fortnite fan. I'm Team PUBG though, but I got your back.
It's a Fortnite reference that's going right over my head, but Kamar Jordan with his 4th touchdown. They had 24 first quarter points last week against Saskatchewan. Off and running here tonight. William Longley, a tackle on the return by Trayvon Van. But the 6-0 Stamps getting off to a quick start here tonight on that big pass play from Bo Levi Mitchell to Kamar Jordan. Quarterback and a well-known Bobcat linebacker, and with more on this matchup, here's Farhan Lalji.
Yeah, guys, 2 of the greatest players ever to play for Montana State University. If you ask Alex Singleton, Travis Lulay is the greatest Bobcat of all time. Now, before Lulay started there, Montana had a 16-game win streak over their rival, Montana State. When Lulay got there, he won 4 straight games as a starter. Singleton says he's had to hear the Lulay, Lulay, Lulay chants for the last 10 years, every time he goes back when they're in the locker room, if the Lions are playing, the game is on. He knows all about him. They played against him in his first preseason game. I asked Lule, who's better? Who do they love more at Montana State? He says, well, they like Singleton, but they love me.
Well, those Lule chants have spread to the BC Lions locker room after Lion victories led by Lule. And Travis hands off, and Jeremiah Johnson gets stopped. Jagarrett Davis there to slam the door in his face.
Well, once again, the Calgary Stampeders defensive line comes up big. Once again, Jagarrett Davis looping to the inside to deliver the blow.
Hey, Mark, you sit on that pool. I got to stay that side. Hey, out.
The play whistled in, and the Lions will punt the ball away. Without Terry Williams, it will be Troy Studemeyer as a punt returner tonight. He backpedals and fields this at the 18-yard line and gets contained across the 27. Just to finish the Travis Lule story, really legendary at Montana State, and when he went back a few years ago, he heard that chorus again.
Last time I was in Bozeman, I was inducted into the Hall of Fame a couple years ago, and so I walked into a bar and hadn't been in there. I didn't know. I didn't tell anybody I was coming in, and I walked into the bar, and the chant happened within 30 seconds of me being in the room. So sometimes it's a little bit uncomfortable. I mean, what am I supposed to do in that situation, right? I think they like Alex. I think they love me.
Probably as humble guy as you'll ever meet, but had a little smile on his face when he claimed bragging rights among the Bobcat stars. There's Lamar Durant with a catch.
And I think Alex was okay with it.
Yeah.
Now, going back to 2011, when Travis was the CFL's most outstanding player and Grey Cup champion, he got invited back to speak to the Bobcats team. At that time, Alex Singleton was actually a freshman linebacker on that squad, and heard Lule speak and talk a little about the CFL as well.
Make no mistake, plenty of mutual respect that we heard from both yesterday. First and 10, Mitchell short drop, and that ball knocked down. Pressure coming in. Odell Willis and Sean Lemon will congratulate each other. Look like Lemon with the knockdown.
See Sean Lemon lining up inside.
Yeah, different look there with the
getting those two
rush
guys
in,
on the same
standing side by side. Yeah. Got up over Shane Bergman to knock it down for 2nd and 10. Mitchell's got some time, taking a shot, and incomplete. Anthony Thompson, the safety, closed quickly. The ball intended for Mark and Michelle.
Yeah, real tight window to throw this ball down that boundary side with Anthony Thompson, the safety, getting over in a hurry to help out. Thompson's been doing a nice job at that free safety spot for the Lions here.
You could see the eyes of Anthony Orange hoping there was some help. Here's Trayvon Van, fields at 35, up across the 40, close to the 45-yard line. Jameer Thurman, a special teams tackle. So the teams each score in their first possession. Alex Singleton will lead that vaunted Calgary defense out. BC football when we come back. Well, because of injuries, Travis Lule's last start against Calgary was back on November 7th, 2015. His previous start was August of 2013. But back then he had some success, the only active quarterback with a winning record against the Calgary Stampeders.
Yeah, I think it's often forgotten because of the injuries in recent years just how good Travis Lulay is and has been in his Canadian Football League career. One of 3 active quarterbacks in the league to have won the MOP award, along with today's opponent, Bo Levi Mitchell and Mike Riley. In Edmonton, came into this season with the 2nd highest winning percentage among active QBs, behind only Bo Levi Mitchell.
That game in 2015, he faced Drew Tate. Bo Levi Mitchell at the game off. And Lulay going to take a shot here, looking for Arsenault. And Arsenault can't hang on. Looked like he had made a circus catch. At the other end, Lulay took a shot as he delivered the football.
Well, very nearly the catch of the year at one end, as you're going to see Travis Lulay take a little bit of a shot as he delivers this one. Arsenault able to extend that one arm, but unable to control it as he goes to the ground with Trey Roberson.
Almost got it to hang up on the shoulder. That close to a highlight reel catch. 2nd and 10. Pocket collapsing. Open receiver far end, and Kevin Elliott's got his first BC Lion catch. It's going to be close, but just short, I believe, of a first down.
Kevin Elliott drawing into the lineup today with an injury late in the week. Suffered in practice by Shaq Johnson.
And without Chris Rainey, has been mentioned. So it'll be 3rd, and we're going to measure here. So it's that close. Kevin Elliott, 3 games last year, Hamilton and Ottawa. The big rookie year with the Argos, 50 catches, 8 touchdowns in his rookie campaign 4 seasons ago.
You remember Toronto had that great trio of first-year receivers.
Few chain links short, and it all came undone in short order.
Ironically, Deontay Spencer, also a rookie, kind of the 4th member of that group, was filling in for Chad Owens at times. With Vidal Hazelton, Torrey Gurley as well.
Hazelton now with Edmonton. Well, look at the 6 for 9 success, 3rd and short. And Dave Dickinson told us yesterday the most improved part of the Calgary defense is their short yardage, best short yardage defense he has seen. Fajardo doesn't need much, and he surges across midfield to get it. We got an injured player down, and it's Essa Marabari. Did he take a knee? Now is up as the training staff arrives.
Rob Ray, a former 1st-round pick of the BC Lions. 5th overall back in 2015.
Shaking the left arm. You wonder if that was a bit of a stinger. He got it in the middle of that trench warp.
And there's the man in charge of what has been a very stout Calgary Stampeder defense thus far.
He's trying to say they haven't hit stride yet. They can be better, which is hard to imagine.
It's a frightening thought.
Number 1, points allowed, 11.3 per game. Only 4 touchdowns allowed. Number 1 in yards. Number 1 in passing yards. Tied for 1st in sacks. Tied for 1st in takeaways.
Might suggest that Calgary defense has been as tight as the hat on Claybrook's head.
There is no infraction. BC number 16 was on the line of scrimmage, and he was the one closing the line. Yards were gained on the play. 1st down, BC.
So it's a BC 1st down. Just into Calgary territory. Under 3 minutes left here in the opening quarter. Lulay to throw, has some time, looking for Burnham, and he missed him as Ciante Evans was tracking Burnham, but was getting support as well.
See traffic on the tail end of this play. Brian Burnham, Ciante Evans in coverage, but once again, you have help coming from Jamar Wall, dropping deep from his nickel linebacker spot.
Wall, who played his 100th CFL game last week, and he did have to come a long way. You expect the safety to be there, but it was Jamar Wall that may have negated a big BC play. 2nd and 10. Everybody out for Lulay, and he's got Burnham, who had to reach back with a nice first down grab at the Calgary 36.
Yeah, Burnham does a nice job finding a soft spot in coverage here, sitting down. Travis Lulay absolutely threads the needle. You're going to see Alex Singleton chasing from his middle linebacker spot, trying to get there. Nice adjustment to the football.
19-yard pickup, and now they swing it to Jeremiah Johnson. He's ridden out of bounds by Jagera Davids. Lulay 6 for 9 to start the game.
The man who has walked in Travis Lulay's shoes before as quarterback of the BC Lions is his offensive coordinator, Jarius Jackson, the two former teammates.
2nd and 7. Short drop look for Arsenault. That ball up for grabs and intercepted. Ball picked off by the weak side linebacker, Jameer Thurman. And flags fly at the end of it. But it's the 18th takeaway the 23rd takeaway of the season by that Calgary defense.
You're going to see Travis Lulay under pressure. Watch for the blitz. Looping inside from the linebacker or halfback at depth here.
After the play, major foul, unnecessary roughness, BC number 68. 15-yard penalty enforced from the end of the play. First down, Calgary.
Right guard David Foucault, who gets tagged for the UR. Adam Berger with a big play on that tight coverage of Emmanuel Arsenault.
Yeah, great teamwork from the secondary.
They call him the Senator.
That distinguished look.
Yeah. Former BC High School Player of the Year. Comes up with a big play, and they often track points off turnovers, but there's a turnover that takes points off the board in all likelihood for BC in field goal range prior to the interception.
Yeah, big one in that part of the field. Berger happy to be back in Calgary this year after spending last season with Ottawa.
That's where Senators are supposed to be. First down at the 37, the handoff to Morris. And again, he is in the spotlight in the absence of Don Jackson. Terry Williams making his 3rd appearance.
And by all accounts, a very close battle through training camp between these 3 running backs. Coach Dave Dickinson feels comfortable with any of the groups starting there.
Modest collegiate numbers, but a good receiver and terrific speed. 2nd and 6. And we'll get a look at him right in the backfield, and he's got a first down and speeds his way across midfield. Brought down by Bo Lacombo.
Morris right at the left side of your screens, just swinging out. No one goes with him. And Chris, you mentioned that speed. If they don't have someone who's basically as wide as he is in coverage when that ball is thrown, you're going to see exactly what we just did. Him getting to the outside, getting to that sideline for a significant gain.
16 yards and into Lion territory at the BC 53. Final play, first quarter, barring a penalty. Morris again, and crashing down there was TJ Lee.
Well, TJ Lee, terrific in run support from that halfback position.
Well, it's a Western rivalry, and it looks like we're in for a good game. Solid first quarter. Ty Long, a field goal, and then Bo Levi Mitchell loaded it up and hit Kamar Jordan after one quarter, 7-3 Stamps. Heard it a lot yesterday. Calgary doesn't beat itself. They're now plus 15 as they get a big takeaway with BC in scoring position. 7-3 after one quarter play.
Yeah, and you mentioned it, Chris, a typical Calgary Stampeder quarter, taking advantage of the opportunities they're given, not making mistakes. They do. Everybody from the BC Lions side said it, whether it was Travis Lulay, Wally Buono. This is a team that does not shoot itself in the foot.
So the Lions made one mistake, but look like they are having some success on offense with Lulay.
Yeah, Travis has looked very comfortable and obviously is going to become increasingly comfortable with every start he makes. Limited reps for him through training camp, coming back from injury and so on. But I think even for a veteran guy, it can take a little bit of time to get back into the swing, but he looks pretty good.
Second and long for Bo in the Stamps, and he had to work his way out of traffic there, and Lamar Durant gets leveled by Anthony Orange. Durant, graduate of Centennial Secondary in Coquitlam, the number 18 pick in 2015.
Yeah, steal as far as I'm concerned at number 18, probably the most explosive athlete in that draft. See, he and Nick Dembski, the two big receivers out of that group.
And a guy who gets more of a shot tonight in the absence of Eric Rogers.
Yeah, and certainly a starting caliber guy. Tough to lose Eric Rogers, but nice to have the depth at receiver that the Calgary Stampeders do.
Here's Rob Maver, who has hit inside the 10 in 5 of 6 games so far this year. And he's done it again. Van's momentum takes him out at the 9-yard line. So Rob Maver works his magic. Alex Singleton gets ready to return to the field, and his head coach told us yesterday what makes him so special.
Loves the game, plays with high energy. Those are the best guys, and loves to work. He takes scout team reps. He takes special team scout team reps. I don't know how many guys do that in practice. So when you see guys do that, you know they love the game. They're going to be the best players, and he's right there.
Alex Singleton, 125 tackles.
Did you take scout team special team reps?
I did, but I wasn't Alex Singleton.
Long field for the Lions, and Alex Singleton makes the tackle on Jeremiah Johnson. And although the number's slightly down because they're not on the field as much, but percentage-wise, he has the highest percentage of tackles on his team in the Canadian Football League.
And adding to this year's total, Singleton had 125 tackles last season, and it's a great point that you make, Chris. Tackles can often be a misleading stat, because obviously a team that has a very strong defense isn't going to be on the field as much. There won't be as many opportunities to make tackles.
Brother, dad, grandfather here tonight as Lulay throws over the middle, and Adam Berger, closest man to the football. It's a 2-and-out for BC deep in their own zone. Second 2-and-out. Alex's mom and sister watching, and
that's right.
We're
Mom
told
Kim's sister Ashley.
Ashley watches every game, not just every Calgary game. She watches every game. Wonder what she thought about last night. Here's Studemeyer. And stepping out at the Calgary 46. Well, he continues to shine. Alex Singleton, 8 tackles last week, and leading a stout Calgary defense again today. The TSN Network. Oh, little bobble here. And that play not going going anywhere. TJ Lee closing down Tavares Daniels.
Yeah, I think any hopes of being able to find a receiver downfield on that one were quickly forgotten as Daniels bobbled that one, trying to get a handle to.
Offside. Calgary number 88. That penalty's declined. 2nd down.
By the way, Chad Brownlee was a draft choice of the Vancouver Canucks. Loss of 13 on the play.
Once again, a big defensive play from halfback TJ Lee.
So 2nd and a bunch, 4-man rush. Mitchell has to step up, and look at him throw a rope complete. And a catch by Juwan Breskison, who hasn't had a grab in the last couple of weeks. That's a 30-yarder, and they convert on 2nd and 23.
See Breskison, big target, getting an opportunity to start full-time this season.
It's got to be demoralizing for a defense. Durant, and he'll get dropped for a loss. Gary Peters moved up and drops LaMarvelous behind the line of scrimmage.
Gary Peters, one of those former Eskimos, brought over by former Eskimo general manager Ed Hervey to be part of the BC Lions this season, along with Otha Foster and Odell Willis.
Another 2nd and long, looking for Daniels, and this time he drops it.
A tough series for Tavares Daniels.
That'll get the offense off the field. And Mitchell not happy about that drop because Daniels might still be running.
Okay, so you can see he had a step on TJ Lee. Mitchell hits him in stride. You know, throw in tight to the body. It was not his strongest hand position to handle that throw.
Haver looking for the corner again. Fielded by Van. Sidesteps a couple and does get it out beyond the 10, but not much more. Another long field for Travis Lulay. About 4 minutes into the 2nd quarter. Speaking of that, Wally Bono said nobody felt more empathy for Dave Dickinson than he did for not finishing what Calgary has done in the last couple of years. And of course, Wally, a former head coach of Dave Dickinson. Plenty of mutual respect there as well.
Bono brought Dickinson into this league as a rookie quarterback back in 1996, traded to get his rights from the Toronto Argonauts negotiation list. The two had some years together here in Calgary, were reunited in BC.
Found a few quarterbacks. Second and 6. Lions trying to work their way out of a hole here. In the 2nd quarter, Lulay directing traffic under pressure. And the pass for Burnham incomplete. Emmanuel Davis on the job defensively.
Emmanuel Davis has been such a nice addition for the Calgary Stampeders. Guy who's just got a nose for the football from that halfback spot. And of course, his arrival has also given them the flexibility to move Jamar Wall down to that nickel linebacker spot.
So 2 deep starts in the 2nd quarter, 2 2-and-outs. Ty Long, who leads the league in punt average, 50.9, sends that to around the 50. Studemeyer through some traffic to work his way back over midfield. Bo leads by 4. Good Calgary field position. Lions need a stop. They're going to call 911, and with more, here's Farhan.
Chris, Sean Lemon says that he comes from the Devon Claybrook School of Pass Rushing. Of course, he spent his first 2 CFL seasons here in 2013 and 14. And he says when he first got into the league, he studied film on a lot of the league's top pass rushers, guys like John Bowman, Charleston Hughes, and Odell Willis. He said he and Willis are pretty similar because they use a lot of the same types of spin moves. He says this first week playing together has been a lot of fun because he gets a call at about 9 o'clock every night from Willis, where they FaceTime each other, talk about what does or doesn't work. I also asked him about the notion that the Stampeders may have changed their ratio and added another import at offensive tackle Randy Richards because of those 2 pass rushers. He said Coach Huffnagel is pretty smart. He knows that Charleston probably softened him up last week, and he doesn't want to have the same line against 2 premier pass rushers again this week.
Well, Lemon's got a knockdown in the game.
Yeah, but
I'd like to welcome viewers tuning in on TSN 5. Nick Arbuckle with a sneak on short yardage. Calgary with the football here midway through the second quarter in BC Lion territory and with the lead.
And I know obviously on the BC side, they're very excited to have Sean Lemon, other pass rusher over there. Randy Richards, the man added to the roster, second American tackle for them playing on the right side. Randy Richards suggesting 6 games head-to-head against Sean Lemon. He's never given up a sack. We'll be keeping a close eye on that battle here today.
And we've seen Lemon line up inside a couple of times. He's going against Richards here. They swing it the other way. Catch by Jordan. And out of bounds, short of the first down at the 42-yard line.
There you see the numbers on Sean Lemon. One that jumps out is those 8 forced fumbles with Calgary in 2014, a year in which he had 13 sacks. 22 sacks in his first 28 games with the Toronto Argonauts through 2016 and 17. But only 1 sack so far this season for the Lemonator.
Here's Mitchell. Deep pass and just too far for Kamar Jordan, who has a word with the official. Anthony Thompson was back helping Anthony Orange in coverage. So third down and the field goal unit will come on.
Mitchell once again forced to step up. Lions getting a little bit of pressure. It is primarily Lemon and Willis getting upfield on the outsides, but that's still presenting an opportunity for Mitchell to step up and take some shots, as you just saw.
So Paredes will make it a 7-point lead as he goes to 15 for 16 on the season. Going to be a good one next week. We're wrapping up week 8. And it's been an interesting week in the Canadian Football League. A spectacular doubleheader on Thursday. A rousing Argo comeback. Hard-fought battle between Edmonton and Saskatchewan. And a Canadian Football League debut that didn't go quite according to plan yesterday.
I believe things are going to get better for Johnny Manziel as he gains some experience. You know, my personal observation last night, I thought he just tried to do too much.
Force-fed into the lineup after 4 days, and right after the game, Mike Sherman confirming he will be his starter next week. I don't think anybody's surprised by that.
Not at all.
When they meet the Red Blacks. Trayvon Van back at his 5. Trying to enhance the Lions' field position that hasn't been very good in this second quarter. Studemeyer with a special teams tackle, and the Lions will start this time at their 25.
Well, not necessarily a great percentage thus far for Travis Lulay, just 7 of 13 in the early going. You know, one thing noticeable in Travis Lulay's stats to date here in 2018, no rushing attempts. For a guy who can be pretty dangerous when he gets on the go, I don't know if that's by design as he's coming back from injury. He's a guy that I like to see move the pocket and have that run-pass option.
Lions start empty, 6 receivers, throw the hitch, and Burnham gets taken down immediately. That's Wynton McManus. And an injured Stampeder, Trey Roberson, gets up on the limp. Let's see if he has to come out. Looks like he will for Patrick Levels.
Trey Roberson, who's been playing that boundary corner spot. It's rolled into by his own teammate there, Jameer Thurman.
Rookie's been a lockdown corner so far this season. 2nd and 7. Now they'll swing to the near side. Van cuts inside. Levels, who had taken the spot of Roberson, up to the 35, and it will be close to a first down.
Patrick Levels is a guy who, example of the depth of the Calgary Stampeders, gained some playing time last season in the red and white. Already this year has 3 knockdowns and interception.
The Tasmanian Devil, as Devon Claybrooks has referred.
We've seen him spend some time on the back end at corner. Has also played the nickel linebacker spot earlier this season.
Is there anywhere where Calgary is not deep in a position? Good surge there on 3rd and short. Man, it's a BC first down.
Yeah, amazing job that John Huffnagel and his staff have done over the years, building the depth of this organization.
You saw some veterans depart or retire, like Josh Bell and Charleston Hughes, Markway McDaniel among the group. Tommy Campbell, and they just keep on keeping on. First down, Lulay throwing, complete. Coming back to the football, there was big Kevin Elliott.
Yeah, Elliott provides a little different dimension than Shaq Johnson on the outside. You mentioned the size. Maybe not quite the burner that Johnson is, but adds another big target to the lineup.
They go tempo. They get it back in the hands of Elliott, and he gets taken down by Alex Singleton. That was an abrupt halt to the play.
Classic Singleton fashion, quickly recognizing the play and ranging out to that wide side of the field to get involved.
5th in the league in tackles with 35 coming in. He has 4 in this first half. And again, the tackle total might be higher if they were on the field longer. 2nd and 8. Burnham in motion. Pressure coming. Pass over the middle is caught. And Corey Watson takes a look. He's going to be short of the first down. Didn't have a catch last week. It's 3rd and, well, at least 3. And the punt team comes on.
Yeah, an opportunity here with the big leg of Ty Long for the BC Lions to really swing the field, try and pin the Calgary Stampeders deep.
First time they were able to stack first downs together in this second quarter. And now a chance to pin Calgary. Long launches it for the corner, and he'll hit it inside the 10. Let's see how good it is as they get the spot, and it's out at the 8-yard line. So he had 2 inside the 10 in his last game, and he has his 3rd of the season.
Long, not just a big leg, but an accurate leg. Comes in averaging just under 51 yards a punt so far this season.
Took a little off that to nail it where it had to be, 45 yards. And he's averaged 52.5 so far tonight. So final play before the 3-minute warning. Let's see what Bo Levi Mitchell can do deep in his own zone. Hands off to Morris. And runs into a wall around the 11. So a gain of 3 for Morris at the 3-minute warning. 10-3 Calgary here in the first half.
Rod, the guys getting set for halftime. Quiet place. We're going to talk more about the defense and how the tone is set up front. Also, a closer look at that touchdown pass and a reaction to Johnny Manziel's reaction after that rough outing in the debut last night in Montreal. Back to Chris and Dwayne.
Thank you, Rod. Look forward to that at halftime. Big second down play coming up. 2nd and 7 from the 11, and the play doesn't get off.
It looked like the movement, to me, it looked like it came from the Calgary side.
Calgary, number 59, 5-yard penalty. It remains 2nd down.
Randy Richards missed all of training camp, so he may not be as sharp as everybody else. Coach Dickinson told us yesterday he's a guy that can get pretty aggressive, and they may have to just pull him back a little bit.
Yeah, I think that time he had the fast twitch going with Odell Willis lined up in front of him.
Now makes it 2nd and 12. 4-man rush, Odell on the move. Mitchell steps up, looking for Jordan. Got him! What a connection. Mitchell on target. All the way to the line. 43-yard line.
Well, this is where the BC Lions need to be disciplined in terms of their pass rush lanes. You're going to see Odell Willis on the left side of your screen, gets upfield in a hurry, but look at the lane created for Bo Levi Mitchell to step up, and we've seen it a number of times. We saw it on the touchdown pass to Jordan earlier, stepping up inside those ends when they get upfield and making those deep throws. Another killer to Kamar Jordan.
62 yards, 3 catches, 121, and a touchdown here in the first half. Mitchell going through the reads. Flag comes down. Looks like holding. And up for grabs. Incomplete. Intended for Durant. Coverage provided by Winston Rose. And was it Ucambre Williams, the culprit?
An easy call as it was right in front of the quarterback.
Holding Calgary, number 61, a 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Keep an eye on the center, Ucambre Williams. A bit of a grab there on Davon Coleman.
Well, they've been good converting on long situations tonight. They get, well, almost the 10 penalized yards back on that catch by Market Michelle. Now look at, well, it'll be 2nd and about 12.
And there's a look at now veteran defensive coordinator Mark Washington, former teammate of Dave Dickinson's with the BC Lions. The two now match wits as opposing coaches.
2nd and 12. TJ Lee is blitzing, and that opened it up for Tavares Daniels. And on the slant, he's got another Calgary first down. $19 yards to Daniels.
And keep an eye here on the work of the running back, Romar Morris. He's got to get across the formation to recognize, pick up that halfback blitzing, gets in position perfectly, knows he's tight to the quarterback. He can't give any ground. Holds his ground beautifully, and on the blitz, Tavares Daniels makes the break inside for the quick throw from Bo Mitchell.
Mitchell with 4 yards in his first half, then last week in trouble here, got away. throws. And incomplete. Daniels couldn't make what would have been a Sports Center catch.
Terrific play on the ball there by TJ Lee. So again, though, you get a feel for Mitchell's extraordinary instincts in the pocket. Eluding pressure while keeping the eyes downfield.
And TJ Lee doesn't give up on the play.
Yeah, you see him come in with that left hand. Swat that ball free.
Well, he's been the best line defender, it would appear, this first half. Mitchell does look a little more nimble back there in the pocket tonight. He's got Michelle, another catch. And look at him dance down to the 2. Jordan Herdman has to bring him down. It's 1st and goal, Calgary.
Mark and Michelle looked like he might have been displaying some of younger brother Sony's moves after the catch. Brother, of course, a running back, rookie running back, first-round pick of the New England Patriots.
So the ball down on the 3, 1st and goal. Bowley by Mitchell at 241 passing yards here in the opening half into the final minute. That's William Longley now setting up on the left side of the line. It'll be Morris crashing down to about the 1.
Well, Ivan McLennan, part of this short yardage unit among those in on the play for BC.
Was a defensive end at earlier in the season, listed as the backup middle linebacker for this game. Mitchell to the sidelines. Nick Arbuckle will be at the controls of this short yardage unit. 2nd and goal. Arbuckle flagged down. Touchdown. Usually in the flag on offside.
BC number 9. That penalty's declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
9 offside, 9 in the end zone. And Nick Arbuckle has his 2nd touchdown of the season.
The big number on this touchdown drive, 102, as in yards, after Ty Long had put the Stampeders deep in their own territory to start it off. Mitchell threw them out of trouble with the bomb to Kamar Jordan. The Stamps march it in. See Arbuckle clearly across the line before that knee goes down.
And Paredes off the upright and through. And now 16 for 16 on converts. Doesn't look too happy about that one. They don't ask how, they ask how many. 9 plays, 102 yards, and an impressive touchdown march by the Stampeders.
Yeah, that's one that'll wear out a defense as you get a look. That extra point operation.
It's like Nick Arbuckle's admiring that last drive.
Yeah, doing a little studying.
A lot to chew on. And now it's a 14-point lead, and the Calgary Stampeders have led in every game now by at least 14. Sliced out of bounds up around the 30-yard line. Well, it's remarkable 7 consecutive games. Doesn't happen very often that a team leads at least at one point in the game by 14.
Yeah, pretty impressive mark, and the Calgary Stampeders doing it every game coming out of the gate. BC in 2011. Of course, Travis Lulay, a big part of their success that year. They went on to win a Grey Cup that season.
So 22 seconds to go here in the first half. Let's see how aggressive Travis Lulay is. The call draw. Jeremiah Johnson brings it across the 35 for a pickup of 6.
Dave Dickinson. Such a terrific start to his head coaching career here with the Calgary Stampeders.
Ryan Dinwiddie going over the last series with his quarterback. Letting the clock drain. And one more carry for Johnson. Up to the 43-yard line. That'll do it for the first half. Bo Levi Mitchell throws a touchdown pass to Kamar Jordan. 240 passing yards and a 14-point lead at halftime in Calgary. Here's Rod Smith.
Kamar Jordan including that touchdown. Here's Bo now with Farhan Lalji.
Well, you were moving the ball through the air, but not necessarily generating a lot of points. How important was that last drive?
It was huge, man. I mean, I think, again, defense, special teams, mainly defense right now is giving us great field position. So, we just got to continue to turn it up and make sure that we're taking advantage of that and scoring.
I also want to ask you about your ability to move around in the pocket. I mean, you seem to be stepping up and sliding and scrambling and doing everything you need to do and converting a lot on second down. How comfortable are you running right now?
Oh, I mean, I feel good. The body feels good. Everything feels like it's flowing in motion. And like I said, I only move my feet when I have to, man. They tell me where to throw the ball, so they tell me to scramble, I'll scramble.
Thanks for this.
Appreciate it.
Very matter of fact, 12 for 18, 240, touchdown pass. His defense, yeah, they're doing a number again as well. 17-3 with the second half coming up on TSN.
Welcome back to Calgary. Stampeders have a 14-point lead as we head to the second half. But first, let's go to the sidelines. Farhan Lalji with Travis Lulay.
Travis, under 100 yards passing, under 150 yards of offense. How do you get something going against this D?
Well, I mean, you just got to keep slugging, right? We had a couple of, an unfortunate one down in the score zone. Ball got tipped up. That missed a scoring opportunity. We just missed a couple of downfield throws. We just got to make a play. We got to make a play and get back in it.
That touchdown kind of changes the math a little bit, down 2 scores now. How dangerous is it that you not abandon the run game and not take too many risks?
Yeah, I mean, we gotta stick to our offensive plan, but bottom line is we have to make some plays to get in the game and just play football game.
Thanks, Trev.
Yeah.
Running into the same problem that every other visiting team has so far this year. Combined, Alex Singleton and the Stampeders have allowed 21 first half points here at McMahon this season.
Yeah, so incredibly stingy, but I agree with Travis Lulay 100%. I mean, you've got to stick to the game plan. We've seen this week alone, as the saying goes here in the Canadian Football League, no lead is safe, and certainly this game is close enough with plenty of time left for the BC Lions to get themselves back in it without going into panic mode, without feeling like they have to drop back and throw the football on every play.
Funny, Bo Levi Mitchell had great field position for a lot of that half and didn't take advantage of it. And then they drive 102 yards at the end of the second quarter and seems to make a huge difference on the scoreboard. Stamps get the ball first here in the second half. Trying to go to 7-0 for the first time since '95. And it will be Morris. And he runs it back to the 30. And Bo Levi Mitchell at 240 yards in the first half.
Yeah, and I think one of the big stories of the first half, you heard Henry Burris talk about it at halftime, has been the way that Bo Levi Mitchell has managed the pocket. Just great instincts, great feel for what's going on around him, and that ability to maneuver around. And obviously looking a little more mobile, a little more nimble back there. Now a couple games removed from that knee injury that he suffered against Ottawa.
Said in practice this week, it felt much better. Morris. And then he got closed down there as Winston Rose steps up from his defensive corner spot to help lead the charge.
Mitchell, again, you heard the numbers, 240 yards passing in the first half. A couple of big plays to Kamar Jordan, making up huge chunks of that. He's only been over 300 once this season, en route to this undefeated 6-0 record.
As mentioned, 187 yards in total last week. 3 touchdown passes, third in the league in passing yards coming in. There's another rejection. That's 2 with, oh, that's TJ Lee this time. Second knockdown, this time Lee after Lemon the first time. And Lee continues to shine tonight.
Yeah, he's showed up in a big way. You see TJ Lee from his halfback spot coming on the blitz. Smallest guy involved in that rush package manages to get up and get a hand on it.
And there's a start for the Lions. That's the first 2 and out of the game for Calgary on offense. Trayvon Van awaits. Mavers boot. Handled at the 32. Van might have something here. Across midfield. And still going. Down the sidelines and tripped up at the 20-yard line. But a big run back by Trayvon Van. They don't have Chris Reedy tonight, but Van has just provided a spark. 1-yard punt return.
Well, plenty of good blocks to set this one up as Trayvon Van gets it to the outside, but in particular, keep an eye on number 11, Troy Studermeyer right here. Good heads up by the BC Lions blocker to make sure that Studermeyer turns and faces him before he throws that block. He made sure he wasn't too early, in which case it would have been a clip and negated that big return.
Eric Metzalera saves a touchdown, but BC in good shape here as Lule out of the backfield. Johnson and Thurman hanging on at the 15, so a pickup of 6.
You know, and in a moment where probably a lot of BC Lions fans were thinking, wouldn't this be a great time or a great game to have Chris Rainey in the lineup to maybe help kickstart your offense a little bit with what he does in the return game. Trayvon Van filling in, delivers in a big way.
There are the Lion numbers in the red zone, tied for 3rd in the league. Calgary has surrendered 4 touchdowns in 10 red zone situations. 2nd and 4, flags come down. Cleared out to the near side. Burnham gets the edge and has a first down, but let's wait for the flag.
It looked to me like the Lions receivers on the backside of this might have been a little early.
Offside. BC number 3. A 5-yard penalty. It will remain 2nd down.
So Ricky Collins ahead of the snap. And it will be 2nd and 9. Ball marked back just inside the 20. Four receivers wide side. Lule looked that way, now throws to the backside. Johnson has a first down. Crunched out at the 6, but moves the chains. 13-yard pickup for Jeremiah Johnson.
Lions happy to have this guy. One of the keys to their offense. Healthy again, setting up that screen, gets a couple nice blocks.
Chris Reeves, the Western product, helps bring him. And into the end zone, incomplete. Thrown at the feet of the intended target. And that was Ricky Collins.
A critical 2nd down here for the BC Lions. They have got to capitalize. So we talk about how few errors and how few opportunities you're going to get against the Calgary Stampeders. You've got to make the most of them.
Down by a pair of touchdowns, trying to cut that lead in half here. McMahon gets loud. Lulay, end zone, behind Burnham, incomplete. And now third down.
And I agree with the decision to keep the offense on the field
they're
here.
going to stay out there.
You know, it may seem like an over-aggressive move when we just talked about how there's lots of time left in the game, but again, given how stingy this Calgary defense has been, and extra stingy at home, you don't know how many chances you're going to get to be this close to the goal line.
Biggest Lion play of the night so far. Third and goal. Here comes pressure. Into the back. Incomplete. Corey Watson couldn't pull it down. And it's a turnover on downs.
Well, the pressure gets to Lulay again, and he's got to hurry that throw.
Watson had a step, but unable to bring it in. And it remains a 14-point Calgary lead.
Well, Travis Lulay under duress again, throwing the ball. Keep an eye on Jagarrett Davis coming from that defensive end spot. Corey Watson is your intended receiver. He's working all the way across the field from that four-man set to the wide side. But a hurried throw.
But a catchable football.
Catchable ball. I'm not sure, though, that he's going to get down in bounds even if he catches that ball.
Maybe not. Now the Stampeders take over deep in their own territory. They've been good at working their way out. Remember the 102-yard drive that started at their 8, and they are 5 of 8 on second down conversions of 7 yards or more. And that was as big a story as any for Calgary on offense in the first half.
Yeah, definitely beating the odds in that regard. BC defense can't let him off the hook from down here this time.
Including second and 12 and hitting for 62 yards. So second and 9 here. Four-man rush. Mitchell has some time, throws underneath to Morris, and he is going to be stopped short. Going to be a yard, maybe a little bit more short. Let's see where they spot it. Well, they do spot it beyond the 15, have to get to the 16. So a choice here for Dave Dickinson. Looks like less than a yard. And the big boys are coming in. Spencer Wilson checks in. William Longley. And short yardage quarterback Nick Arbuckle. Third and a yard.
Looks like they're having some communication issues with the sideline.
What the fuck wrong, Mark?
Might have been one man short.
Yeah.
Antti Milanovic, leader, becomes the 12th man in the huddle. And he's the running back, Arbuckle. Off the right side, he'll have it with plenty to spare. Almost a 5-yard quarterback sneak for Nick Arbuckle.
Yeah, this is terrific execution. See the big boys up front for Calgary go to work here. Great get off. Mark and Michelle, the wide receiver, in with a terrific block to pin in the corner. Anthony Orange. Create a little bit of a seam for Arbuckle to turn it up.
I wonder if Morris was shaken up on that second down play. Milanovic, leader, still in the offense as Mitchell slings downfield, and that's incomplete. Pass intended for Brescison, who had a pair of catches in the first half.
There you see Romar Morris getting that ankle taped up on the sidelines.
And again, he number 1 on the depth chart tonight, but number 3 with Don Jackson and Terry Williams out already. And now it's Milanovic leader, maybe a free play here, and Mitchell slings downfield, and that is intercepted. Nice grab by Anthony Thompson, bringing it back the other way, but it looked like BC was offside. Let's find out. In all likelihood, it's coming back. But the eye in the sky will review to see if BC was offside or whether Calgary drew them.
Yeah, both sides moved here. In the first movement I saw, it looked like one of the Calgary receivers was across the line of scrimmage early, and then Sean Lemon went from his defensive end spot for BC. We'll see how the officials interpret this.
Heck of a play at the back end by Thompson, a nice catch, which would be his first interception of the year, but
we've got offside, Calgary, the second receiver on this side, offside, BC number 9. By rule, we're going to replay it down. It's going to be second down.
So offsetting, but a break for Calgary.
We'll keep an eye on those two guys. Tavares Daniels in the bottom left corner of your screen. Sean Lemon at his defensive end spot.
So it never happened.
Much to the chagrin of Anthony Thompson.
2nd and 10. Over the middle, a catch by Kamar Jordan. And what a night he is having.
A team that doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And we've seen BC let them off the hook a couple of times when they've had them backed up. With an offside that negated an interception that time. Unable to get to Bo Levi Mitchell on a big play to Kamar Jordan.
Legacy night. Look what jersey he wore in the warm-up. He smells what the Rock is cooking. What a night for Kamar Jordan, his first 100-yard game of the season, but it's a lot more than that. It's 4 catches for 158 yards and a touchdown. And yes, the Rock did play, well, at least preseason action with the Calgary Stampeders.
Yes,
you just missed him, didn't you?
Just missed him, yeah. He was here in 1990-95 time on the practice roster before deciding to focus on his wrestling career. You know, now I've told this story before. There was a rule change in 2014 that changed the qualifying standard for Canadian players. The Rock, Canadian, he would have been the first 95 draft. He had been a good defensive lineman at the University of Miami.
Might be a supplemental pick now. Pass over the middle, incomplete. Might have a few plays left in him. No?
That might break the salary cap.
Yeah. One team comes on for Calgary. That big play for Kamar Jordan out of a big hole again. Man, a win on the drive for Dave Dickinson's crew, despite the fact the punt team's on. And going to let that one bounce into the end zone, and that will be a Rob Maver Rouge. And it's a 15-point lead, a 57-yard single. Travis Lulay got stopped down in the red zone. He'll try and kickstart the offense on this next drive. CFL Wired.
Is he getting a lot of pressure, though?
Like that second down, he's got 3 pressures really so far.
Damn, they're trying for Johnny Manziel already. He's not ready. You ain't made no plays. You just jumping on the offense bandwagon. Jump on their bandwagon.
Catch it Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, across the TSN network. Lions start at their own 35. Here comes some pressure, and the pass pass is caught. Nice grab there by Ricky Collins, who goes airborne. Bumped out by Patrick Levels. In there for Trey Roberson on the corner.
And the Lions go quads to the field here, leaving Ricky Collins in isolation against Patrick Levels on the boundary side of the field. His job is just get open. Read the leverage of that DB, get open one-on-one.
First down. Lule with the fake, and then he shoveled it forward to avoid a sack with Jagarrett Davis putting on pressure. Manny Arsenault was in the area. And Arsenault without a catch so far here tonight.
Once again, Jagarrett Davis supplies the pursuit. But I do like this play call to see Travis Lule threaten, contain a little bit. This used to be a pretty big part of his game, a very effective part.
Under 5 to go, third quarter, 2nd and 10. Four-man rush time, and Arsenault behind coverage. Got behind Patrick Levels and dropped at the 15-yard line. So Arsenault off the schneid with a deep strike from Travis Lule.
Well, back-to-back plays attacking the boundary. Levels gets caught peeking a little bit. You saw him sit as he's looking into the backfield. As Manny Arsenault gets a step on him.
48 for Arsenault, 3 away from 8,000 career receiving yards. 1st and 10. Lule to the end zone, and off the upright, the 13th man with a knockdown.
And they've got the home upright advantage going tonight, I think, between the Paredes.
Both sides, both ends.
This knockdown.
Looked like Brian Burnham was open, didn't it?
Yeah, just splitting those two defenders.
Second and 10. Anybody open? Throws crossbody over the middle, and it's a first down, and Manny's got the football at the 5-yard line, so over 8,000 career yards for number 84. More importantly right now, the Lions 1st and goal.
And keep an eye here as Travis Lule starts to scramble. Manny Arsenault comes back to him to get into his line of vision. Sitting down, stay in front of the quarterback, give him an easy outlet. Get his quarterback out of trouble and hand the Lions the first down.
Brandon Smith the tackle. 11 for Arsenault. Cody Fajardo into the game. He'll hand it off. Jeremiah Johnson, touchdown. A big hole up the middle, and Johnson hits pay dirt.
Nice vision and read from Jeremiah Johnson to make the cutback there. Watch the flow of this play to the left. They get it knocked down on the backside. Good job over there. Olafiore and Mackey blocking on the backside, washing things down to create that cut-back lane.
3rd touchdown of the year for Johnson. Travis Lule does most of the heavy lifting on the drive. 6 plays, 75 yards. The big strike to Arsenault of 48 yards. And BC's back in the football game. Kick the convert here to get within 8. And it's a 1-score game here at McMahon. Jeremiah Johnson, a 5-yard touchdown run to close the gap. Well, they were stopped short the last series. This time they finished the drive.
Yeah, worked the boundary for a couple of plays. First to Ricky Collins on the out, and then going deep to Manny Arsenault. No surprise to see 84 in on a couple of plays. Short yardage unit comes on, nice cutback.
That might have been a surprise, the short yardage unit out at the 5, but they got her done.
I'll be home soon, baby. Let's go.
And the plot thickens here at McMahon. Stoudemire spins off first contact and finally gets corralled around the 30-yard line. So it's Calgary 18, BC 10, 2:12 remaining here in the third quarter. Well, the last BC Lion game went down to the wire, and this was the turning point of the game. A time count violation with 2 minutes to go. They settle for a field goal that put them up. An emotional exchange on the sideline between quarterback and coach with more. Farhan Lalji.
Yeah, Chris, not many people go at the league's all-time winningest coach, but Travis Lulay went there after that play. He came to the sideline. Wally said to him, "You've got to know how much time is left in the play clock." And Lulay shot back. He said, "I knew exactly how much time was left." He really believed there was a second left in the clock. So did Wally after the fact. And he said it reminded him of his old mentor, Marv Levy. He said players would go at him. He would go right back. But then when it was done, it was over as soon as the game ended. Both men, Lulay and Buono, apologized to each other after this game. He said, "You want these guys to play with a complete high emotional level," and he's always interested to see how players react when things get out of control. He also went at Odell Willis a little bit in that game. Buono did. Willis didn't necessarily shoot back, but he said, "Willis played so much better after that game. I think I need to do more of it."
See if Odell can step it up here. A long out. Reaches Lamar Durant, brought down by Winston Rose at the 33. That's a long throw for a 3 to 4 yard pickup. Well, this encounter on the sidelines in Ottawa happened a little bit earlier. It was caused because of a penalty as Odell Willis made a trip through the red-black bench and had to sit down for a few plays.
Yeah, he certainly did. Well, we let him stew in it over there for a while, but as Farhan mentioned, Odell's play picked up after the
2nd and 7, pass incomplete. 2 and out. TJ Lee has been all around the football tonight. And let's see, there is a flag down in that BC secondary. This looks like it happened well after the play, but I'll wait and see.
Objectionable conduct, BC number 26. This is a 10-yard penalty that will result in a first down for Calgary.
Well, we've talked about if you're handling Calgary, you can't beat yourself. And what happened here?
Anthony Orange kicked the ball away.
Really? Wow. Leader. A good run for the youngster, but of Simon Fraser in his second year, and a 20-yard ramble.
A guy who's kind of a hybrid Milanovic leader, fullback, running back. Keep an eye here on the work of the left guard, Shane Bergman. Double team, get up to the second level. Create that seam. Nice execution there for the native of Teeterville, Ontario.
Omar Morris back in, low snap, but Morris gets the handoff cleanly. Taken down by Jordan Herdman, the young middle linebacker replacing Solomon Elamimian. 12 tackles in his debut against Ottawa last week.
Yeah, Herdman has been as advertised, a guy who slipped down the draft rankings a little bit last year despite a remarkable career, a 7th round pick for the Lions.
How about a 26 tackle game against Humboldt State? 26 tackles in a game. Boy, Mitchell's got all day. Got Lamar Durant! And Durant's down to the 11-yard line. Another big strike from Bo Levi Mitchell of 35 yards.
And they miss Eric Rogers in that receiving core, but plays like this will help ease the pain.
Final play of the quarter. Mitchell goes over 300. A drive extended by an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Calgary threatening as we get set to start the fourth quarter, and Bo Levi Mitchell within 40 yards of going over the moon or passing Warren Moon.
Yeah, an impressive performance for Mitchell in this ballgame. We talked about his mobility in that pocket, throwing the ball as well as we've seen at any point this season, but over 300 yards for the second time in 2018.
So as a casual fan, I'm sure they get frustrated, the people that love the league like us. I guess the letter of the law, that's a penalty against Anthony Orange, but boy, in a game that has a lot in it, that just seems so trivial.
Yeah, I hate seeing that get called, and it's a call that I'm not sure I have seen called with particular consistency this year either. And
I know fans that watch Thursday night know they missed a throat slash, and those should be called, but
yeah,
that one's hard to digest.
Yeah, there couldn't have been a more mild directing of the ball towards the other team's bench.
But you know a team that will take advantage of any opportunity, and it's the one that's threatening to enhance this 8-point lead.
Yeah, you can't let them off the hook. We've talked about Calgary and how they are a team that makes very few mistakes. And obviously that means when you play against them, you've got to limit your mistakes. And unfortunately, that particular penalty became one of them for the BC Lions.
Those 2nd and 7 here, they can make a first down without scoring. Boy, Mitchell having a lot of time then. Throws incomplete, intended for Richardson, Danny, and flags are flying. And a couple of penalties on the play. Wally Bottom poised to challenge here. Let's have a look at what the call's all about.
Defensive pass interference, BC number 31. The foul occurred in goal. The ball will be placed on the 1-yard line. Automatic first down, Calgary.
So the penalty against Otha Foster. And will the Lions challenge or not? Wally Bono doesn't have the headset. Mark Washington getting word. Calgary breaking the huddle. There is no challenge. And here we go. Drop ball, and Mitchell's got to eat it back behind the line of scrimmage.
We'll take a look back at the previous play. Otha Foster just inside the hash, ends up in coverage on the intended receiver, Juwan Breskison, as Breskison is working back towards the football.
Offside.
You'll see Foster on his back.
Offside. BC number 90. The ball will remain on the 1-yard line, and we're going to replay first down.
Davon Coleman heated up. Odell Willis was yelling, and I think that's why Andre Prue raised his volume. But this is an easy one to establish.
Watch for the hand. Ball on the one, so you've got to be behind that yellow stripe.
Yep, your hands over the hands outside the yellow. It's encroaching in the 1-yard area. And now Nick Arbuckle's in. First and goal. Right side. And no signal. Looks like it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 1.
And the Lions were ready for that kind of slide sneak. This time everything moving to the right. Bo Lacombo holds strong at the point of attack to stand things up. That says it all.
Exasperated head coach. 2nd and goal. Left side. Touchdown. Went in behind Shane Bergman. Late flag legs as the emotions boil over after the major.
Arbuckle keeps it in tight this time, behind Bergman and Dennis. They approaching 700 pounds worth of blocker on that side.
So back to a 2-touchdown lead. 10 plays, 80 yards, and 1 penalty. Well, 1 significant penalty.
Yeah, extending the drive.
A couple of touchdowns for Arbuckle on the night.
There was 2 fouls on the play. A major foul on necessary roughness on BC. Then a major foul retaliation on Calgary number 59. So we're going to do the convert at the 25-yard line.
So the penalty's offset, didn't get the BC Lion. Dave Dick chuckle. Randy Richards was the penalized Calgary player. He told you Richards was going to be aggressive.
And sometimes maybe a little too aggressive.
This one straight through from Paredes. And it's a 15-point lead. Nick Arbuckle double dips on the night. Well, he's become the short yardage guy with the retirement of Andrew Buckley. He has a pair of touchdowns tonight, capping a drive that went 67 yards after it looked like the Calgary offense was getting off the field, but for the Anthony Orange penalty. Trayvon Van flagged down as Van is dropped across the 30-yard line. And again, Travis Lulay faces a 2-touchdown deficit.
And a long field ahead.
During the return, illegal block, BC number 90, a 10-yard penalty, first down, BC. Half the distance from penalties after.
I think the penalty is half the distance.
And the penalty's starting to pile up a little bit. There was almost no penalties in the first half, and midway into the third quarter, now 9 for 67 against BC. 6 penalties, 45 yards for Calgary. But a lot of that has been in the last 5 minutes or so. Here's Arsenault, he gets cut down. Ciante Evans read the mail. You heard Davis Sanchez talk about Evans at halftime.
Yeah, great anticipation by Evans. I'm not... I don't think Manny Arsenault was real crazy about that low hit. Terrific play by the Calgary DB to get himself up there in a hurry. And back the Lions up even further.
Well, they're in a bind here, aren't they? 2nd and 16 from the 3. Arsenault gets a quick start. They try and dump it off to Van. Can't make the one-handed catch. Jameer Thurman was in the area. And it's a 2-and-out for that Calgary defense that has surrendered on average 11.3 points a game so far this season.
Well, I know Ty Long's got a big leg, but I'm not sure it's big enough to kick out of this trouble.
4th 2-and-out. And they do quickly concede the safety. So it's now a 17-point lead. Stephen King and J.J. Abrams bring you summer's most terrifying series, Castle Rock, Wednesdays at 10 Eastern, only on Space. So the Lions concede a safety and now have to kick off with just over 11 minutes to go.
Of course, after the safety, that kickoff coming from the 25-yard line.
Morris on the return. Dyshawn Davis with the special teams tackle. Well, he's 40 yards away from moving up on the all-time passing list. Number 33 at the moment, but significant who he's getting set to pass next and in the near future.
Well, now this is kind of risky business, don't you think? I mean, you want to play well for your head coach and general manager, but maybe not too well.
So let's just talk about Warren Moon for the time being. Because when you pass one of the all-time greats, you got a little time to soften up John Hufnagel and Dave Dickinson.
That's right. Sign that contract extension first.
40 away, might try for it right here, but overthrows Markin Michelle by at least 5 yards, and he thinks Michelle should have been 5 yards deeper down the field.
Those two clearly not on the same page. We saw what looked like a little frustration from Travis Lulay coming off the field after the last Lions drive. That's understandable, but up 27-10 here. Get the idea that Bo wants to be perfect too.
Second and 10, gonna screen it. The speed on Kamar Jordan, finally dragged down by the safety Anthony Thompson. Jordan continues to chew up the yards tonight.
See Kamar Jordan coming in to get involved in the blocking scheme. It runs the screen just like a running back would out of protection. Nice execution, terrific burst from Jordan on that run, adding to his terrific day.
27-yard pickup, by the way. Bully by Mitchell led the league coming in with 14 passes of at least 30 yards. He's had 5 tonight. Morris taken down by Gary Peters at the 45, pickup of a couple. But 2nd and 7+ hasn't bothered Calgary tonight.
We'll go back from 2 backs into that traditional 5 receiver set here. You see the Lions pass rushers, not quite so much bounce their legs here in the second half. Been on the field a lot.
Here's Mitchell stepping up, throwing. And is that ball caught? Incomplete. Was a hop into the hands of Brescison. Mitchell at 350 passing yards. That's a season high for him. His second 300-yard game had 324 against Toronto.
Brescison goes to the ground.
Clear trap. Looked like they initially sent out Rennie Paredes, but maybe he was just out trying to sell the possibility of a field goal. They're not going to do that.
Yeah, it looks like Stampeders working against a little bit of a wind here.
And so Rob Maver will try and do what Rob Maver does so well. He does bounce this one, a little backspin here, and Van picks it up. Flag goes down. Van up to the 28-yard line. We'll sort out the penalty when we come back. Lion football, but a long way to go with 8:27 left.
Well, Dave Dickinson is often asked about the fact that even with his undefeated team, his approach is often very conservative in terms of the calls he makes, the decisions he makes, and so on. And I think that you saw it there with the decision to punt rather than go for the field goal. Doesn't need more points. Dickinson says, well, I play to win. And sometimes the way you go about winning is limiting the amount of risk. He doesn't want to risk a field goal from there. He'd rather give the other team a long field and let his defense do their thing.
Conservative offense last week after a 24-point lead. Their average pass play last week was 8 yards downfield. During the rest of the season, it was 12 yards, probably much higher than that tonight. Ricky Collins a catch.
But you even look here in the fourth quarter, they get a big play. You know, another 30-yard gain out of Kamar Jordan on what is a short pass.
Travis Lule needs some big plays. Steps up here, and he has an open target. Brian Burnham is in Calgary territory and lunges down to the 44. Flag down at the BC 50. Let's find out what that's all about.
And another one back near the line of scrimmage as well, Chris.
Major foul. Unnecessary roughness. Calgary number 95. A 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the play, and a first down BC.
So it's against Jagarrett Davis.
Here you see Travis Lule escaping the rush and throwing a dart to Brian Burnham to get his team into scoring position.
27-yard play, 15 yards tacked on, first down at the 29, and Manny Arsenault is about 5 yards past the line of scrimmage before the snap. And a lot of Calgary Stampeders on the sideline were helping make that call, but I don't think the officials need any assistance on that one.
Yeah.
Illegal procedure, BC number 63. A 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, the life of an offensive lineman, they're going to give him the penalty.
Yeah.
And the star receiver is not flagged.
Well, the good news is Manny Arsenault was open. The bad news, 10 yards offside.
First and 15. Underneath it goes. Nice snare there by Johnson. Lowers the head and gets it down to the 24-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and 5. Still time.
No question. They've got to capitalize here.
4 receivers wide side. They hand it off inside, and it's Johnson for the first down. Well, they convert on a running play on 2nd and 5. Well, let's see if they've got enough. They might require a measurement here.
They just signaled first down.
Okay, they do move the chains now. Here is Jackson sending them in quickly here as they need to be time efficient. A punt from Lule with 4 receivers that side. Underneath, and Watson might have taken a look with Brandon Smith in the vicinity.
He'll be charged with the drop on that one, but even at that, that's probably a better incompletion than completion because they'd have taken the loss. He was going to get hit right away.
Third trip to the red zone, 1 for 2 on the night. 2nd and 10. Quick hitter, caught. Burnham's got it down at the 9. And he's going to be close. See where they spot the football.
Well, Lions send in Cody Fajardo.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and about a yard, maybe a little less. Fajardo straight ahead behind big Cody Husband, and that's a good surge by the short yardage quarterback. The new Westminster Hayek product paving the way.
Well, we always like to point out that Cody has overcome poor coaching earlier in his career to get to this level. Of course, Farhan Walji was his high school coach.
Provincial championship coach.
Even a blind squirrel finds the odd nut.
Just glad he found a tie. Here's Lule on a roll. Throwing back to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Terrific catch. And Brian Burnham has his first touchdown of 2018.
A nice drive strung together here by Travis Lule and the BC Lions. Flush from the pocket. Puts it right on the money. One of his favorite targets, Brian Burnham.
First touchdown pass of the night for Lule. Fourth on the season. Capping it 8 plays, 77-yard drive. Now trying to get them within 10 off the toe of Ty Long. And Long is good. So the Lions have generated 2 touchdowns tonight against Calgary, a defense that had only surrendered 4 in the previous 6 games.
The Lions have had their moments offensively, and I thought for a minute the window was going to close to be able to get that ball to Brian Burnham as he was open while Lule was still in the pocket. And even as Travis got flushed, fortunately for the Lions, nobody really moved to cover Burnham because he was in that same spot in the end zone earlier in the play.
Week 8 started with one of the great comebacks you'll ever see, generated by McLeod Bethel Thompson at BMO. Do the Lions have something like that?
Yeah, and that scramble drill, I went
in the last 4:19.
Well, we know from Travis Lule's first start of 2018
that we need you back, baby. Come on,
he's capable of leading his team down the stretch as he brought them back against Winnipeg for a late victory. We'll see what the Calgary Stampeders' response is here.
Long drills that. It's going to go deep into the end zone. They might get a point out of this. Stoudemire will concede a point, and that gets it to 27-18. So now BC needs a stop.
See what Mark Washington has up his sleeve. Forced a couple of 2-and-outs here in the second half.
But this guy's had a hot hand, his best game of the year. With Warren Moon in his sights, 13 yards away.
Y'all good. Get the fuck out of here.
And neither team has registered a sack tonight. They take the end around and they toss it to Morris, and he gets stopped right at the line of scrimmage. That's Gary Peters moving up to make the play, but there is a flag in the Lions secondary. Or in front of the BC bench, so let's find out what that's about.
Yeah, flag came up late.
Man, it looks like it's going against Calgary.
Illegal block. Calgary number 80. That penalty's declined. Second down.
So 2nd and 10.
I'm not sure if the block came too early as they were setting up the screen there. Block downfield before the pass was thrown, perhaps. The Lions happy to keep it at 2nd and 10.
Calgary's converted 14 of 23 second down situations. Mitchell throws over the middle, and they convert again. Tavares Daniels to midfield, and with that pass play, Levi Mitchell climbs over Warren Moon on the all-time list.
Tavares Daniels, the number 1 receiver, the wideout. He's going to stick it and work to the middle on that quick slant. Great timing throw from Mitchell to move the sticks.
Third catch for Daniels.
Timeout. Timeout, BC.
So the Lions stopped the clock prior to the 3-minute warning. But that a huge first down by Mitchell and the Stampeders to keep the ball away from the BC offense here in the late stages of the game.
Yeah, they've made a few clutch plays in the course of this ball game with their backs against the wall. Going back to the first half and the bomb to Kamar Jordan that was part of that 102-yard drive. Nice work that time, picking up pressure, executing the adjustment.
Final play before the warning, and Morris stopped up behind the line of scrimmage. That's the nickel linebacker, Otha Foster, with the quick hit. So we hit the 3-minute warning here at McMahon. Calgary has the football and the lead by 9. So bully by Mitchell at 370 yards passing, his career best 384 last year in August against Toronto. And he'll go down for the first time. First sack of the game goes to Davon Coleman, his first sack as a BC Lion.
You notice the sack comes when they get some equal push from the middle is what they're getting from the outside, which prevents Bo Mitchell from being able to step up. We've seen a number of times where it's been the ends upfield, but the interior guys, the defensive tackles, not getting as much push, allowing Mitchell to step up and around and make some plays. But that time, Coleman, very good pass rusher on the inside, gets there.
Faber boots it away. A couple hops and into the hands of Trayvon Van, and he'll run it out of bounds around the 23. So they need 2 scores. Travis Lulay leads them out. Looking for a touchdown that might set up that onside kick.
Yeah, clearly some urgency here is with 2:15 remaining.
130-yard plus passing play tonight. That a 48-yard connection to Arsenault. A pump, and they're going to take a shot quickly, and Kevin Elliott with the catch. Got in behind coverage, and he's into Calgary territory just like that.
When you only rush 3 guys and you're dropping 9, this is not the play you want to give up defensively. Too big a window of opportunity there for Lulay and Elliott to connect.
Working a little on Patrick Levels with Trey Roberson out of the game. 36 yards on that pass play to the Stamp 51. Johnson stays in the block. Seam right for Burnham, incomplete. Travis firing a fastball that went by everybody.
Yeah. Well, it looked like Lulay might have signaled over to the bench. I don't know if he was maybe looking to have something reviewed.
Yeah, and Wally Bono checked with, and it was Mark Washington, who I guess is hooked up upstairs, and they said, don't challenge it. 2nd and 10. Underneath, Johnson, can he make a man miss? First one does, he skips out, and they'll mark him at the 42-yard line. Going to be 3rd down and Well, they're going to move it back to the 44. It's going to be 3rd and 3. Looked like he had a better spot than that, but they've got to get to the 41 to keep any hope alive. They hand it off inside. Jeremiah Johnson's not going to get there. Alex Singleton with the stop and a turnover on downs. 6 tackle for Singleton. And it's the 3rd Lion turnover of the night.
And keep an eye on number 49 in red. Just mirroring the back across the formation, steps up and fills. Just exploding to take the legs out from under Jeremiah Johnson.
So Montana State bragging rights tonight are going to go to Alex Singleton.
Mom, Grandma, Ashley, Christina.
Singleton women get the shutout tonight. The
boys are here.
The boys are here.
Hey, this D-line, these DBs eat all day. All day. I play with the best 12 guys on the field every play.
Timeout. BC. That was their last timeout.
Right up the out.
Well, 18 points allowed tonight.
You heard Alex Singleton giving credit where credit is due. The big boys up front eating up the blocks to keep him free and clean to step up and make that tackle.
Unless the Lions score again, it will be the 6th time that Devon Claybrook's crew in 7 games has held their opponents under 20. Second and 6. Morris. And Bola combo stretched out. Morris is going to be about a yard short. Going to bring up 3rd down. And it looks like less than a yard. And the short yardage crew comes in.
Including quarterback Nick Arbuckle.
Well, it should be automatic, but it does give the Lions a brief window of opportunity here, doesn't it?
Well, we have seen stranger things in the Canadian Football League.
If there's any issue with the snap or hold, Arbuckle off the right side should have it, but
driven back right at the end, but his forward progress would appear to give him the 1st down.
And indeed it is. And 90 seconds left. We're into closing time here at McMahon. They'll be 7-0 for the first time since Doug Flutie and the guys in 95. And I was thinking of the old debate when Alan Pitts would have a great game. Is it Pitts or is it the quarterback? We got one of those tonight. Is it Kamar Jordan with the #1 receiving game of the year, or the guy that got him the ball who's having his best game of the season? Ante Milanovic leader, and Hertman will wrap him up and toss him down.
So what you're saying is the fullbacks are not part of the conversation?
Well, probably not. Although a guy listed as a fullback getting some late reps here.
Milanovic leader getting some carries here.
So you're saying the player of the game could be Rolly Lumbala or Kamar Jordan or Bo Levi Mitchell?
I'm just saying, let's not rush to judgment.
Okay. Keep you in suspense a little longer.
Timeout. Calgary.
Well, the Stampeders have called a timeout. And it gives us time for the Nissan Titan Player of the Game, brought to you by the Nissan Titan, official vehicle of the CFL. Hint, it's not a fullback.
Well, so many big plays from number 88 tonight. Had the first touchdown of the game, caught a big bomb when his team was backed up near their own goal line. He has been Bo Levi Mitchell's go-to guy on one of Bo's biggest nights of his career. And there's that opening score of the ball game.
No Eric Rogers on the 6th game, but Kamar Jordan steps up and has the biggest night a receiver's had this season. And he is the Nissan Titan Player of the Game, and a guy that wore Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's jersey in the warm-up for a bit for a little inspiration. As the Stamp put the finishing touches on this, and a 11-yard run for Morris, up to 48 on the night.
Stamps have done a nice job, somewhat by committee, but largely leaning on Romar Morris, stepping up to fill the void in that backfield with Don Jackson and Terry Williams nicked up.
First of 3 meetings between these two. Wally Buono will have one more visit to McMahon in his distinguished career. And Calgary goes into victory formation. Oh, we had the Battle of the Bobcats tonight. And although the most famous Bobcat is on the left, Alex Singleton gets the bragging rights tonight.
Yes, sir. 6 tackles in this ball game and the victory. And the winner is Alex Singleton.
One last snap, and the Calgary Stampeders move to 7-0 for the first time since 1995. Lions lose their 2nd straight and fall to 2-4. They'll play host to the Edmonton Eskimos next week. Stamps get a bye. They'll be back at Mosaic in a couple of weeks. 27-18, the final score here tonight in Calgary, led by Bo Levi Mitchell and Kamar Jordan. We'll see you for Thursday Night Football at BC Place. Edmonton and the Lions. Till then, so long, everybody. SportsCenter is now.